We are live from beautiful, historic, downtown Ashtabula Harbor. This is weird for me. I can't help it. But thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm Ryan with my partner, Sam, the voice of 440 and Goal, coming live from Bridge Street, Maiden, Ohio. Like always, Wednesday night, 9 p.m. show. It's grand. It's great. It's amazing. How you doing, Sam?
Man, it's been good. It's been good. As we get closer, this is going to be our final show before it's showtime, folks. It's football season in Northeast Ohio, which is the best season, and it couldn't come a day too early because I'm so sick of this heat. I'm ready to move to Alaska.
Yeah, well, I don't mind the heat. I'm kind of nice about it. I like the heat. Me and the heat get along well. I enjoy it. I don't like wintertime, and but I do like the fall. I'm not gonna lie. I like the fall. It's gonna be nice, but nonetheless, go into our little bit of an opening band. Well, before then, I should say thanks for tuning in again. Everyone, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you're over on Facebook, follow the stream. That'd be amazing. Trying to build that number up.
Yeah,
we finally got to 1,000 on YouTube, which is amazing. Took a long time to get there, but hey, we're there, and that's all that matters. Tonight, we're going to be going over Grand Valley, the 4-on 440, and then PV as well. So a lot to cover tonight. Playoff team last year and the year prior, and a rebuilding squad known as Grand Valley, trying to work through some differences, see what they can come up with. So it's really going to be a very interesting night, very fun evening, so stay tuned with us. But let's rock right into the opening banter. How was your weekend, Sam?
The weekend pretty good. Some storms coming through. It rained pretty good. I'm not sure what we did this weekend, if it was anything worth talking about.
That's one thing we didn't prep for, right?
Yeah.
We talked about a lot of things.
We talked about a lot of things, but I can't. I'm telling you, it's hard to remember.
Edward Burton.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Edward Cardinal and Manchester.
Yeah.
Saturday
So we go
morning.
out to that scrimmage. We got some scrimmages. Yeah. Actually, we have 2 days of scrimmages. Friday night, we hit a scrimmage over at the Jefferson Stadium. Watched them play against Wycliffe and
Who was the other one? It's on the tip of my tongue.
Hawken. And I'm sorry, that wasn't Friday night. That was actually Thursday night.
Yeah.
But we went and got a chance to see the Falcons, and boy, do they look good.
Yeah, they do. They look good. That Hawkins squad, just talking around a little bit. Eric Mangini's son is playing on that squad, so I'm sure that kid knows football. Number
30.
Number 30 on there, but the running back is
number 13
is the top in the top 25 in the state of Ohio. Am I saying that right?
Yeah. He's a really
25th?
really good running back on Hawken. And kudos to the Jefferson Falcons because they put the clamps on that kid. And then we got to see an absolute...
Mind you, full contact scrimmage, right? There's not.
Full
we're not talking
contact.
about 7-on-7. As you guys seen that video of, yes, it was a JV quarterback, but let some havoc happen on that play. If you guys checked it out on Facebook or Instagram, that was a fun scrimmage to watch the Falcons.
Yeah, you want
to
talk
town.
about full contact. It was full contact in as much full contact as you can possibly be with the youngster Dylan Burlingham.
Yeah,
absolutely laying a hit stick Madden style out there, and it's just one of those things that lets you know, man, football season is here. And that was just kind of the story of the day for the Jefferson Falcons. The Falcons went out there and got it done against both of those teams. They look fast. They look prepared. They are smart. They hit like a train. Wade Woodworth is going to be an absolute problem this year.
Yep. Grant Hitchcock as well, which we've thought. I mean, what was your picture? Hitch and Hodge?
Hitch and Hodge, baby. Not Starsky and Hutch. I got Hitch and Hodge.
Yeah,
those are my guys. But yeah, I honestly, the Falcons look really, really sharp. And then we headed over to Middlefield.
Yeah,
to
Middlefield Cardinal. Watch Edgewood, Manchester, and I just said it too. Cardinal. Yeah, obviously, right. It's been a light one. It's a long day. Just leave me alone. But yeah, that was a fun scrimmage too. Got to see a lot of action with the Warriors. One of the kids, I mean, we've been talking about him, all year so far. Is Freaky Zeke.
Yeah.
Really showing off some of the stuff, his strength. He did almost forget his cleats at the field. Thanks to Coach Coop, he now has football cleats again. I don't know how it would have been without football cleats for a game, but You know?
Oh no! Listen, I don't know if I'd hit it. He'd probably still tackle me.
Right.
If he didn't
He's
have
probably
him on.
faster.
He probably is. I'll tell you what. I
Yeah.
put my money on it that he absolutely is.
Yep.
But I will say this: it was good to see Edgewood out there and that offense looking really, really good. Their defense. They got a couple guys on that defense that are going to make a big noise this year. Zeke Lucas is going to be a problem this year, and so is Seth Enos. Both of those guys are going to be absolute game changers for them on defense. Those are the leaders, and whichever way they go is probably the way that the defense is going to go for Edgewood.
Yep.
But going on the other way, the Edgewood Warriors offense looked really sharp, able to get a touchdown in that. Christian Cunningham able to find a hole and split the defenders.
You'll see some highlights on Facebook, Instagram, probably Twitter. I don't know if you put it on there.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Like some of the camera footage.
Whatever social medias we got. I got a couple TikToks out there for as well.
Yeah.
That big hit is on TikTok. But it was fun. It was fun getting to watch the Edgewood Warriors offense. They're another team offensively looks ready. Their defense was kind of bend, don't break. They let some stuff get through, but they did a really good job of not letting them get into the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough Cardinal squad out there. That's a playoff contender from last year. If I recall, they went, I think it was 7-3 in the regular season.
I know they
had a home playoff bid too.
Well, they did well enough to host a playoff game right there.
Too. And then who was the other squad? Why am I doing this to myself?
Manchester.
Was that Manchester out
yes.
there? Yeah, Manchester, another tough squad too. I mean, they did a great job, showing off their skill, their talent. Like Sammy said, with the touchdown in the end zone was a nice, it was about an 8-yard out, I want to say.
Yeah, and it's
in there.
So
nothing wild, nothing crazy, but effectiveness. But if you guys watched our interview that we had with Coach Olajuwon Cooper, he said they're going to be a balanced offense. They're going to be running the ball and throwing the ball. It's not going to be a pass air raid type offense where it's pass, and an occasional run. He did say that they're going to be very balanced, and they showed that. They showed that on that would have been Saturday morning down there at Cardinal.
It's definitely going to be a completely different Edgewood Warriors team this year, and it's going to be an interesting look at them. But one of the things you brought up during the scrimmage was the fact that one of the places that Edgewood struggled last year was in the red zone.
Yeah,
and that's where that touchdown
came
happens.
from.
The Edgewood Warriors last year were able to get to the red zone. They were good on getting some big plays, would get into the red zone and stall out, and that doesn't look like that's going to be the case this year. And it's going to be hard for them to stall out there because I think Zeke Lucas is one of the most overlooked athletes in this area, and whether he's running the ball and he's just going to go, Jerome Bettis or Deuce Staley style right up the gut and hand out headaches, or he's going to open up the hole and either, Tony Hall or even Seth Enos, or if they, Christian Cunningham running through on a jet or something, one of those guys going to come through. There's going to be room for them to run, and I think the Edgewood Warriors offense is going to look different and be very effective this year. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, past, I think it was 5 years, less last year, but past 5 years, we've seen a lot of passing out of Edgewood. Hence the all-time passing record
absolutely
is over there, held in Warrior country. But this year it's gonna be fun to watch them. And we've talked about it all year. Olajuwon Cooper, this is the first year of his program, really being able to run through an entire offseason with these kids, and I'm really excited to see what they have to bring to the table, change the tempo, change the way things go over there. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, really gonna get a chance. This is the first year that the Edgewood Warriors team is gonna have his stamp on it.
Yeah.
So very much something that I'm interested in
yeah.
seeing. And then, you can't overlook the fact that there's been some coaching staff additions made over there with, Coach Henton and Coach Baker making their way over there. So, a lot of great football minds over there on an already good staff. And look for Edgewood. It's going to be fun to watch them play this year as well.
Yep. Yeah, so a lot of fun over the weekend. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I hung out with Sammy than I did more with Sammy than my entire family. Although my son did have me at Lakeshore Park and Walnut Beach for about 7 hours on Sunday.
Oh, yeah, you ain't getting out of that, buddy.
Yeah, so he likes the water. But all right, guys, are we going into a quick break and then going to Made in Ohio? You didn't write that down on my paper.
No, you
so
know what?
Really
Let's just run right into our upcoming event this week on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. So great event coming up this Sunday. We're going to have the second annual Ashtabula County 441 Goal Volleyball Preview. Let me hit a little
introduction
intro into it, and then we're going to go right into the player of the year last year and talk about that a little bit. right, as you see that the 2022 second annual Ashtabula County Volleyball Combine preview.
it basically is the combine for volleyball.
Will be held this Sunday from 2 to 5 over at beautiful Lakeside High School's gymnasium. Entry is going to be $5 to get in for non-participants. I guess if you show up in a volleyball jersey and think you can get out there with the Warriors, Dragons, Connie.
I mean, good luck.
Good luck, but you might get a ball right to the face if you don't want to pay the $5. But that is just the way that one goes. So make sure you guys come join us for that. And as you see on your screen right now, last year's Ashtabula County Volleyball Player of the Year, 440 goals. Ashtabula County Volleyball Player of the Year is going to be Maddie Bales from the Edgewood Warriors. So we're going to see this year what ladies, because she was a senior, who's coming to the plate to take that trophy again. We'll see how that one works.
Yeah, this is one of those things that when you come to the event on Sunday, that $5 admission fee, that's going to help put scholarships and stuff like that we've been trying to put together for this area. We were able last year to give both a football and a volleyball scholarship, and it was because of events like this, and we had a great turnout. Even amongst COVID,
right?
People still showed up to this event. This year, I'm really looking forward to it because the restrictions are off. People are going to be able to come on in, pack the stands. They're going to have concessions open. Last year, I don't know. We may have some T-shirts that are able to ordered. We tried, we did some of that last year. Maybe put together a design, something along those lines. But understand that all of this is to help support local Ashtabula County volleyball. It's really just a great event, and the girls have a good time with it. Previews were something that were so commonplace here back in the day that we kind of got away from, and that's one of the things that I'm proud that we can reinsert are these previews.
Establish that,
now this is going to be different this year. It's the gameplay is going to be the same, but it's going to be different than what you would typically see. These girls are only going to play one set against two different teams, but every team is going to play at least two teams. These are OHSAA rules. Next year, we're looking into maybe changing this up and going into more of a tournament format where we would have
early July.
Yeah, before August, where we would have all the teams involved for a full day of volleyball. So that's something. But this is something we're really doing our very best to try and get as much exposure over to volleyball and girls' sports in general. This is our way of helping, and we're hoping that you, all the viewers, and everybody from around Ashtabula County are going to come out and support these girls on what's going to be a super fun day.
Yeah, a lot of fun. We did it last year. I think we had 2 or 3 cameras rolling, trying to capture everything that was going on. But they do move fast. I can tell you that. Out on that court, they're rocking and rolling. We will be live streaming it that 2 to 5. So if you're not able to make the event, you will be able to catch it on
2 p.m. is when the doors will open.
I think it's just going to be YouTube, if I recall. But it might be Facebook. You'll find out because if it goes live, you'll get a ding.
And this will be the first event on YSN.
Right.
This is going to be streamed right on YSN, so this is going to be kind of our opening
intro.
day.
Yeah,
our opening day over there.
Right.
So let's show them what Ashtabula is all about.
Might be rolling.
Yeah, let's show them what Ashtabula is all about. I honestly would love to pack the stands just so these young ladies, when they're playing this and are having fun, get to see just an absolute packed house. There's nothing like playing in front of a crowd like that. So
it should be 2 games rolling at once, right?
Yeah, there'll be 2 courts. There'll be 2 courts going at the same time, so you'll have 4 teams playing at once. But there's gonna be quite a lot of volleyball going on. There's gonna be a lot of fun to be had. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna have some stuff that we can't really say yet, and just some stuff to keep it interesting and keep it fun. I know there's gonna be all kinds of pictures and stuff like that going on there. So make sure you guys come on out. It's Sunday, 2 p.m. Ashtabula Lakeside High School, 6600 Sanborn Road, Ashtabula, Ohio. That's where you're going to want to be. Come out and support these girls who work so very, very hard. And, man, I'm looking forward to volleyball season as well.
Yep, don't forget Sunday, 2 p.m., and that is August 14th. So everyone knows of 2022 for the second annual Ashtabula County preview for volleyball. A lot of fun. All right. With that being said, we're going to roll into a message from a few of our sponsors, Sam. Is that correct?
No, we'll go Made in
Here we go. Yeah,
Made in Ohio Minute, listen, and then the sponsors.
I'm going to put you on blast. He has no itinerary, so I really have no idea what's going on. I'm going to just shut up and just get it over to Made in Ohio. Hold on. Tyler, you ready over there?
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
Hey, how's everybody doing out there? Tyler here at Made in Ohio. Thank you again, Sam and Ryan. Love having you boys here. I love listening to you two bicker back and forth like a 30-year married couple. It's fantastic.
Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau.
Odd couple official, week in and week out. Just say hi to everybody out there. Just ordered about 2,000 hoodies, so you folks come on down. You see this massive wall of boxes behind me. We're speaking to you, America. Come on down. We are getting ready for football season. That kicks off next week. That'll be a big deal. As always, appreciate having you guys here. Just want to say to everybody, come on down, check us out. If you need those last-minute personalized sport-specific items or any custom, creations done, just come on down and check us out. We're plugging away down here Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 5, and that's year-round. Apart from that, I'm just going to sit here and listen to the boys finish up this awesome show they do with us every week. And thanks again. Folks, have a good evening. Back to you, boys.
We should have had all those boxes fall on them, Sam.
I'll tell you
That
what,
would've
though.
been
You know
great.
what? They
All those
couldn't get
boxes.
those. They couldn't get those hoodies in any better time.
Right.
We're going into fall. It's hoodie season, and I think if it would be nice to see some people walking around Ashtabula with a couple 440 and goal hoodies.
I wouldn't be mad about
And
it.
the only place you can get that is right here at Made in Ohio in the beautiful historic Ashtabula Harbor. They'll come down. It's the quickest turnaround in the county. These guys, you need something done, they're going to get it done, and it's high quality. This shirt's already been washed 100 times. We've got all of our 440 and goal gear at home.
Don't forget
that's
about
been
the
washed.
embroidery. Wrong side.
Yeah,
Let's
they
see.
embroider, which I mean,
Embroider.
it's legit here. It's
Good
a
quality
legit deal.
embroidery across the board.
They really do a good job. But on a serious note, come on down here. Those hoodies, I've got hoodies right now that it's just, I can't wear them now because it's, 500 degrees outside. But
500 degrees.
we're coming into the best time of year, which is hoodie weather, and there's no place to get a better hoodie than right here at Made in Ohio.
All right. With that being said, I think now
It's break time, my
it's
boy.
break time, and I'm gonna kill him if he says that again. We're gonna fight right on screen. All right, we'll be right. Are you a small business looking for a way to advertise locally? You have a problem? 440 and Goal has a solution. Advertise with us. 440 and Goal can create custom advertisements like you see here. What better platform than 440 and Goal to advertise with? 440 and Goal will be awarding a $500 football and $500 volleyball scholarship to a local senior this year. Getting in touch with 440 and Goal is easy. You can reach us on Facebook and Instagram by simply messaging us. Or you can also email us at 440goal@gmail.com. Don't wait, spots are filling. Again, message 440goal on Facebook or Instagram, or email us at 440goal@gmail.com for all the details.
For Owen Goal welcomes in-combine sponsor from Allstate Kristen Dobbins-Beck Barger. Kristen and her team offer auto, home, renters, and various other insurance policies. Visit Kristen at 4605 Main Avenue in beautiful Ashtabula, Ohio, or contact Kristen at 440-993-0256.
Play All Awards and Engraving. Awards, they do them all at Play All. Play All offers a full line of acrylics, desk accessories, plaques, sports awards, and more. A staple of Ashtabula County, Play All has been in service since 1993, helping the likes of educators, coaches, and individuals just like you. You can visit Play All at 4542 Main Avenue in beautiful downtown Ashtabula, Ohio, or call them at 440-992-7529 with any questions. Made in Ohio. Made in Ohio specializes in screen printing, dye sublimation, embroidery, and vinyl graphics. Their prices are the lowest in the area. They have no minimum order size, no setup charges, and no screen charges. Stop in and see for yourself. Made in Ohio is located in the beautiful, historic Ashtabula Harbor. Visit them at 1028 Bridge Street or call 440-992-9057. All right, welcome back to the Wednesday night live stream from beautiful, historic downtown Ashtabula Harbor, live from Made in Ohio. It's going to be a wonderful evening. Getting ready to start talking here. The 4-on-440. We're going to roll right on into it. Who we got first up?
So the first one we're going to bring up tonight, our first preview for the night, going to be those Grand Valley Mustangs. There's a lot of changes going on in Orwell, Ohio this year, and they are on the up and up. Not the year that they wanted last year, going 1-7 as their overall record, but they've got some guys that are a much more what are you going to call seasoned players coming in this year. They did have an unfortunate injury to their top-tier quarterback, Nate Boyarski, last year. That did not help matters, but they've got some guys. He's back. They've got some other guys who are coming back, and we're going to start with the 440 and goal 4 to watch. And the first one is none other than Jason Byers. So Jason Byers, he is going to be the keystone on that offensive line this year, and he is going to be the one that is going to open up the holes and give Boyarski a little bit of room to breathe.
Yeah. I mean, he made some noise last year, offensive and defensive line.
No real stats
to talk about.
Yeah, because he was primarily offensive line last year.
That's one thing. I mean, I got to get pancakes. Come on, coaches, help us out. But yeah, I mean, he was always a centerpiece out there for the Mustangs on that O-line. So hopefully he continues doing that this year for Boyarski. Keep him healthy, like Sammy talked about. Having him was another keystone to that offense, and unfortunately he got injured. So.
Yeah, it's offensive line. You can have the best skills players in the world. If you don't have an offensive line in front of them to take care of it, then there's not much you're going to get done.
Right.
But going from that offensive lineman and big Byers, we're going to move down to Casey Turner. Now, Casey Turner last year was taking some snaps as he was a scat back really for them last year with about 203 rushing yards last year. But he's going to take the primary running back role this year for Grand Valley. Also going to play a big part on their defense as well as a linebacker.
All right, let's see. Make sure I get his stats right here. So, yeah, last year Casey Turner had 17 total tackles. So this year, obviously, he's looking to kind of ramp that up on offense and defense. He was second most carries for Grand Valley with 37. Oh, yeah, it's right there. Sorry. You were just telling me that. I mean, I didn't
get it.
Right. I was looking over here. I didn't realize it was there. I'm sorry. I'm looking at stuff, trying to make sure I don't sound too foolish, make sure, it goes the way it is. But obviously, the senior this year, Casey Turner, is looking to kind of turn it up a notch and see how much more production he can get. Like Sam said, he's going to take the brunt of the carries going into this year, and he's going to have to be a force as a linebacker over there to help the Grand Valley Mustangs, get a little bit better of a record this year.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be in the middle there as well for the linebacking core there. So, the middle linebacker, they're going to take he's just going to be that helmet is going to be the most scuffed up one, I would assume, for the Grand Valley Mustangs this year. Moving on though from Casey Turner, we got to go to Bobby Rogers, or as I like to call him, the Grasshopper. Watch out for this young man. He is going to be a playmaker this year. Now, last year, on the offensive side, 139 yards with 1 touchdown. He was, he was kind of further down on the wide receiver tree, I guess, if you will. But, we saw this guy right at the combine making some big plays there, jumping over top of corners.
Why you steal my thunder like that?
This is a guy that's a track star as well, winning a conference title in the either the long jump or the high jump. Either one of those really going to come in handy for him. He's a true blue athlete. And you know what? Last year when we were covering Grand Valley, he was a sophomore, and he stuck out then too. And he's a really great athlete, and I think for the Grand Valley Mustangs, for their success, he's going to play a huge part for them.
Yeah, I mean, that video that I so graciously took, I have to say that. I probably didn't even mean to take it, to be honest with you, because at one point we were just kind of letting the cameras free flow. But
yeah, what do the kids do when that happens? They go like this, right. I'm on your head, boy.
Yeah, he got up, man. He got up in that back, I think it was the right-hand corner of that end zone, if I recall watching that video. So Bobby Rogers, the Grasshopper, he can get up. Watch out for him this year. I expect some bigger things on the wide receiver position for him. It's going to be fun to watch him. 33 and a half tackles last year for Rogers, and 139. I don't know what that
Receptions.
is. Receiving. Most people
receiving yards.
C? It looks like an A.
Yeah.
That's I blame that on you. Receiving yards. So definitely looking to get that run rolling again. So
yeah, and you know what we talk about? So the stats really are not going to jump off the paper for Grand Valley. Let's just be real. The offense had a tough time last year, and one of the biggest reasons why the offense had such a tough time and why the offense didn't really, statistically at least, make a lot of noise was because of the next guy that we're going to talk about, and that is Chef Boyarski, Nate Boyarski. Yeah. He is one of the best athletes in the county. Nate Boyarski has he makes an impact every sport he plays, and football is not going to be any different. Last year, with 583 passing yards, that's in about 4 games.
Yeah, I can't remember how many games when he got injured and he was out for the season, but he was a force. We covered week 1. We covered him versus Jefferson, wasn't that right?
Yes.
Out there at Grand Valley.
Yes,
and he had a tough loss, as you guys can see on the schedule from last year, but he was putting up good numbers against them. But Boyarski, he knows what he's doing, and I really hope he can stay healthy this year, help lead the Mustangs to a little bit better of a season than last year. He's really such a center point for that team.
One of the coolest things I've seen since we've started covering high school sports here in Ashtabula County is going to be Boyarski. When we were covering baseball, he went to a track meet, won his races at track, and then came and got a couple singles and I think did some relief pitching for the Grand Valley Mustangs all in the same day.
Right.
That was that day where we we about froze to death.
Yeah, we punched the Cedar Point ticket all day pass out there at Grand Valley on top of a what are those called? Scaffolding.
Yeah, triple header.
I mean, thank you guys out there. I'm not knocking you, but
triple header baseball.
8:30 at night. We finally wrapped that one up.
Yeah,
at about 10 in the morning.
Triple header baseball that day. 3 baseball games back to back to back, and we had this crazy awesome setup with some scaffolding that they had set up. So just a great view of the game, and it was really hospitality is awesome out there in Orwell. That's one of the reasons we love going out there so much. They're just great people. But yeah, we get to watch Nate Boyarski get off he gets out of the car, takes off his track jersey, throws his baseball jersey, a couple, throws his pants, his cleats on, heads on the field, gets a couple base hits, does some relief pitching, threw a guy out. I mean, Nate Boyarski, there's nothing more you could ask. Nate Boyarski, the Chef Boyarski, going to be cooking up some success for the Mustangs this year.
Yeah, one thing, too, before we move on to kind of the schedule game there, some of the things that Boyarski did in that short time period was 20 and a half tackles, 1 TFL, and the biggest number here, and I've talked about it before, week before, 2 picks. Turnovers help teams win games, and he's a free floater out there. I think we have him at defensive back, but I could have swore he was playing safety. But
yeah, that is a defensive back.
Well, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I mean, have an S for it. Right. But he's free floating at safety, and he really knows what he's doing out there, and he's got an eye for the ball.
He's a key point on defense, but he's on offense, but he's also a big time key point for defense as well.
Big defender,
Offensively, though, 953 yards he's responsible for last year.
Right.
953 yards, one person. Look for him with a full season and a healthy Nate Boyarski. Grand Valley is a different team.
Yep. All right, rolling on into the 2022 schedule, as you guys can see on your screen there, whether you're on your television or your cell phone, whatever it may be. They're going to lead off the season. We're going into the key games.
Yeah, let's talk about some of the key games this year. So, again, they go 1-7 last year because 2 of those games actually get canceled because of COVID. This year, they're going to add on Rootstown and Hawken, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Rootstown is one of those games that not only got canceled, but it didn't get replayed, and they couldn't find anybody to play them.
Right.
Nevertheless, we're going to talk about some of the key games this year. And the first game is going to be on September 2nd against Pymatuning Valley, and that's because that game is called the Battle for the Valley. These guys have a traveling trophy that if you win 3 years in a row, it has to be retired, and they have to start a new one. PV right now holds the trophy, as you can see from the result from last year, coming out and beating Grand Valley. But 32-19, Grand Valley throws up a pretty good fight.
Yeah, I mean, that was a tough game last year. And Grand Valley's going to come out swinging this year. I don't know what week they played them last year, whether that
was that week.
Was it? Yeah, still week. Oh, yeah, all right. Well, Cool. Thanks, Sam. But I'm sure Grand Valley is going to come out swinging for PV, local rival. You always it feels different. Like LeBron says, it's like playoff sweat.
Listen,
Playoff
who's the
sweat
best?
different than-
Who's the best valley in the county?
Right.
That's what we want to know. Is it Pymatuning or is it Grand?
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find at least we'll find out this year coming up. Coming up, 9-9 is going to be their second key game against Berkshire.
Yeah, so or it's Berkshire, I think is how they say. Listen, I call it Berkshire too.
Right.
So I got corrected. Apparently, it's supposed to be Berkshire, but to me, that's a Shire.
Sure, it's Berkshire.
But on September 9th, they're going to play Berkshire. And the reason why that's a key game is because that's one of those games, as you're looking through their schedule last year, 29-24, it's so close you can taste it.
Yeah.
They were right there. And I'm sure that's one that Coach Nims and the rest of the Grand Valley Mustangs are looking at like, man, we should have got that one. A couple things go our way, and that's our one of our early wins in the season, which has the chance to kind of change the momentum and change how you're moving.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. That is a key game for the Mustangs. Just really putting it together, and hopefully they can get something done there.
Yeah, and when we talk about their third key game, it's going to be Cardinal on September 30th, and Cardinal goes without saying. First of all, they're CVC conference foes. Yeah. They're in the same division in the CVC.
I mean, they're not that far from each other either.
Yeah, they play each other every year, and Cardinal right now is way up. Cardinal is way up. So if you can get a win on Cardinal, that means you are really on your way up as well.
Yep.
That win over Cardinal does not come easy because the Cardinal Huskies are nasty, nasty when it comes to football.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. We're getting to watch them last Saturday. I wanted to say Thursday, but that's wrong. But getting to watch them last Saturday, that's an aggressive. It's a big front on that offensive line and defensive line. Just big, strong guys from down in a different county.
Listen, they got a big offensive line, and I'm not sure what that young man's name is, and I'm sure we're going to find out.
Isn't it?
Well, we're going to find out here in the comments.
Yeah.
But they got a quarterback that can flat out spin it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was out there throwing dimes on Saturday, and that's one of the kids. I'm going to learn his name because I want to pay attention. That kid out in Cardinal, that quarterback can throw the rock. Keep your eyes on Cardinal this year, hosting a playoff game last year. I would not be surprised if they're hosting again this year.
Yep. All right, as you guys can see on the screen, the 2022 schedule. We read through that.
Oh, no, we usually just cover it when we go through the key games, but that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah.
So 1-7, that's going to be the Grand Valley Mustangs. I mean, obviously not the record that they wanted last year, but this is a new year, a new time, and let's move forward and get better.
All right, so we're going to roll right on into the PV Lakers. Check them out. Let me get this brought up here just a little bit.
Talking about the Pymatuning Valley Lakers, and they've got a lot going right out in Andover. Also playing in a playoff game last year. The playoff game doesn't go exactly how they wanted it to, but then again, they did pull Norwayne, who is a perennial powerhouse in there. But talking about, let's start with their 4-4-0, the 4-4-0 on goal 4 to watch. Cameron Cargill, he's going to be offensive lineman. He's going to be the key on the offensive line for them this year. This is a big kid, a strong kid. Not going to have a whole lot of stats for him this year, but this is somebody, when we talk to Coach Croston, he says this is the guy that's going to kind of anchor and hold the line down for them this year. So with PV, you know that the line is really going to play such a big part of their success that, it's the overall size. They're going to be able to control the pace of the game. They're going to be able to, get the ball moving. I'm pretty sure their running backs for the last couple of years average about 3.5 to 4 yards a carry because they've just got those big country boys who know how to push.
No, I mean, that's what I was getting. I mean, I'm just quickly reading through. There's a lot of ball carriers last year for PV. Not a whole lot of run or throwing, but they did have.
No.
I mean, it was still almost 500 yards worth of passing between two quarterbacks, but the biggest number there is, I'm counting, I don't know, probably about 1,500 yards of rushing.
Yes.
And I love complimenting the offensive line any opportunity I have. I know, Cargill wasn't the only one to block. Usually you start off with 5 and then work your way out. But
last year their offensive line, they've got Adkins, McCulloch. There are some just a phenomenal offensive line out there in Andover, PV last year. They really they graduated a couple guys this year, and that's why it's so important that Cameron Cargill come out this year and be ready to play because they lose, I want to say 3 offensive linemen from that starting line last year. Now, PV, there is no shortage of size. They've got a couple linemen behind that are still going to come in, and that size is going to maintain. Cargill is going to maintain the strength and the speed and the strength and the skill on that offensive line.
Yeah. But we'll see where it takes them to. But yeah, I mean, rushing attempts. I mean, we got 180. I mean, PV likes to run the ball. We'll go that route.
If you were a betting man, take the over when it comes to running.
Yeah, PV likes to run the ball, just based off of stats from last year. So, 17 of their touchdowns coming by way of running the ball as well. So,
and don't forget, they are also, along with losing some of those linemen, they're losing one of the best players in Ashtabula County last year, and that's Robert Verba.
Right.
And he lined up as a tight end and a quarterback for them, and a tight end is really just an extension of a line.
6 blocker.
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
I mean, when you run that much, I know the kid wanted to catch the ball more, but he was a blocker. That's all that was.
So that helps too.
Yeah.
So once again, just circling back to Cameron Cargill, going to have to keep your eyes on him. He's going to be a player to watch for the PV Lakers, because if he's good, they're going to be good.
All right, moving into Ty Vickery, a standout out there at PV, sophomore as well coming up. So last year, a lot of great numbers for that young man. Actually, I'm kind of blown away by these numbers, to be honest with you, and this is the first time I've seen him
his
in a
tackle,
while.
if you look at his tackles right here,
it's absolutely
insane.
Yeah,
it's
94
absolutely
and a
insane.
half tackles for Ty Vickery as
a freshman.
Sack and a half, a tackle for loss. I mean, fumble recovery. What else can you say about the kid? I don't know. Let's see. He was part of the little bit of a part of the trio of the running backs or not trio, but there's about 7 of them, but of the running backs last year. So I'm going to assume his role is going to step up a lot more, especially with Verba taking graduating, right? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Verba
graduating.
He's going to graduate. Yep.
Vickery's role is going to really step up. And I said it before on past shows, I love watching these kids, freshman to sophomore to junior, as their roles develop and they increase, and in the need of what the school needs from them. And 94 and a half tackles on defense. What
else can you ask for? Yeah,
94 flying around at linebacker.
94 and a half tackles on defense, and I want to let you guys know how we calculate tackles on this show, because it differs from place to place. So every solo tackle is worth 1 tackle. Every assist of every tackle that you get that's an assist is 0.5 tackles.
And then I think the TFLs and sacks are
and the TFLs and all that are going to count inside of there. Yep. But this kid was involved in every single tackle that PV had for the year of 2021. Yep. And I want you to take this. He was a freshman too. So he was a freshman that came in, immediately made an impact, and he's coming in as a sophomore. He's going to immediately make an impact as a running back and a linebacker. And so I hate to do player comparisons all the time, but I'm going to have to here. And this is going to be a direct high school to high school. Ooh. I can see one of the players that they lost from last year is Devin Ray, and I can see Ty Vickery coming in and filling that type of role for PV this year. He is a hard-nosed kid. He's strong as an ox. He is afraid of absolutely nobody on the field. Wants to get every single tackle that he possibly can. He's a difference maker on defense. That's the first place he actually stuck out to me. But this year he's going to get a little bit more of a look on offense, and he's a good athlete.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Look out for PV. We've said it before. I call them the Al Davises of Northeast Ohio.
Just win, baby.
Just win, baby. Just figure it out. 6-4 record last year. It shows it. They had a great season. But moving right into number 3 on the docket here is going to be Jaron Nowakowski, sophomore wide receiver, defensive back. A lot of youth coming up, and that's what's exciting to see for PV.
3 sophomores
they
on
don't
the
retreat.
4-4-0
They don't retreat. They reload. Is
yeah.
what it is, and they rock through it. Nowakowski with 2 interceptions on last year by himself, 18 tackles. None coming by way of TFL or sacks, but
he's a defensive.
He was a freshman.
Well, and he's also a defensive back, so you ain't gonna have too many TFLs or sacks there. If you do, then boy, you are. That's a different type of defense.
What's that? Cheating up on the line
yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, you're
press coverage.
Yeah, you're asking for some over the top, some over the top medicine. But Nowakowski is going to come in this year. He's a sophomore. He's part of a 3 sophomore led team this year. They are young, but do not overlook them for being young. They will knock you out.
Do we have a new PV3?
This could be the new PV3. This could be the new PV3
No
right
offense to
here.
the old PV3, but you know,
You got to pass the torch here. I wonder what Jonah and Mason and
Bean.
and Bean are up to right now. But, getting back to Nowakowski this year, where he makes his mark last year, defensive back, 2 interceptions.
Yep.
He's going to cause 2 turnovers, and that's a big deal for them. Now, this year, he is going to be the leading receiver out there. And I want to tell you, Jaron Nowakowski, he's a tall kid, long arms, able to go up and get it, big hands. When they do want to pass, which I think is going to happen more this year, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more when we talk about the next guy, Nowakowski, I think, is going to be the look. I think he you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do another comparison there. He could fill the Inman role for them on this team right now. Mason Inman was a phenomenal wide receiver they had a couple of years ago. So look at Nowakowski trying to fill in that role where when you need a catch, he's going to be the guy. So both defensively and offensively, if the ball's in the air, there's a good chance Nowakowski's getting it.
Hawking it. Yeah, I mean, I do believe the year before, PV led the county in interceptions, if I recall right.
Yes, they did.
Last year they had a nice. They probably led the county too. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It looks like 10. But a lot of people, a lot of their wins. It's crazy. I mean, I guess my honest opinion is a lot of people don't put that much energy or the value of an interception, what comes out of that. Those are momentum changers. Those are game changers. I know 2 years ago watching the interception, I think it was a week 9 game that we covered, and it shifted the whole momentum, and PV ended up winning that one.
Yeah, well, and it put them back into the game when they went against Toronto.
Yeah, that's it. That's right. Yeah.
So they didn't win the game, but it put them right back into the game.
Into it, yeah.
And Toronto, don't forget, they have that kid was like Travis Kelce at tight end. Like he was just an absolute monster.
Yeah.
So they go out there and they've got
beating a path here.
They got this absolute monster, and they're going to play them again this year. But they're going to Toronto.
Yeah, he went to was that
Youngstown State?
Youngstown State as a tight end. Yep.
So. But Nowakowski, he's going to be the guy. That's going to be the one to watch when the ball's in the air. It's probably going to him, whether he's on offense or defense. I think that's going to be where he's going to make his big play. Moving on, though, who's going to put the ball in the air? And that's going to be Ryan Croston. Ryan Croston is the definition of baptism by fire. Baptism by fire.
Since he was probably 5 and
Listen,
picked up a football.
Some of it probably has to do with the coach could push his son a little bit more.
Right.
You can get him in there, and he's going to have to live through it.
1-2 there in the
But
gauntlet.
I'm going to tell you what, he went out there and did his thing last year. He really got tested very early and often. Didn't have great numbers throwing the ball, but they didn't really throw the ball that much. One of the places he did make his mark on, though, playing defensive back last year with 3 interceptions.
Yeah. Yeah, and we just talked about it. The value of what an interception is or a turnover is for a defense to help get their offense back onto the field. But he's got to be tired, right? You just pick the ball off, try to run it back, and then you got to go out there and play quarterback. Good thing he hands it off as much as he does.
PV must have the most rugged conditioning.
Right.
Outside of St. John, you got to be in the best conditioning that you can possibly be in. But no, Ryan Croston, for real. I'm looking at this kid. He's another one, flat out can spin it. We've seen him in some 7-on-7s this year. We're going to try and get out there and get a look at one of these scrimmages. If not, we're definitely going to catch him early in the year because we have PV locked up, I think, twice or 3 times this year.
Yeah.
But Ryan Croston is going to come in as a sophomore. He only throws for 263 yards, and that's because they were kind of moving quarterbacks around last year. But he gets 4 touchdowns. He plays in that Toronto game and played out of his mind. Yeah. And it wasn't so much of him throwing the ball. It was him tucking the ball. He tucked the ball. He had at least 2 35-yard rushes in that game last year.
Yeah. I mean, you can talk all you want on offense, but the kid's a monster on defense. If I'm totally honest with you, I mean, you just talked about 3 interceptions, but 65 tackles, 2 TFLs. I mean, he's all over the ball playing defensive back there too. I mean, he's a value on both sides of the ball.
Yes,
There's no other way to put it. He's a golden coin, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You can flip it either way. He's gonna do great. One way or another. So he's a sophomore. I'm telling you, the new PV3 is rolling right uphill here.
Yeah, PV, like you said, they're reloading. They are
they don't
reloading.
retreat. They reload.
They're not. They don't have to recoup. They are going to reload. PV is right back on it. If you ask Coach Croston, I know what he's going to put a big smile on his face. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, they're not as good as they look. I promise.
But I'll tell you what. If it's PV, I'm taking them for the W more times than not. That's for sure.
Yep.
But let's start talking about some of these key games, and they're going to get tested right early in the season. One of their regular season losses last year, was to Cardinal, 21-0. They went out there and Cardinal got it done, and PV didn't. And I know that's one that sticks in the craw of the Lakers.
Yeah. I mean, 21-0. That sounds like a game to me. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch it, but a game that was a back and forth. I'll bet PV had some good numbers in that game. They just couldn't punch the ticket to the promised land over there in the end zone. But that's another team in the CVC. Are they in the same division together?
No. So Cardinal is in the CVC. PV is in the NAC.
Oh, I knew that. I'm just
but I will tell you this.
It's a close. We'll call it a crosstown rival. They're not that far away.
No, they are not very far away. But that is when, for me, that win is what put Cardinal on notice.
Yep.
That's when I started looking like, man, is Cardinal for real? Because, you don't just go in and take a win from PV. So this year I'm sure they're going to be looking to take that right back. Moving on, it's the Battle of the Valley.
Yeah.
They're going to Grand Valley. They do get the W last year, 32-19, but the same way that it's important for Grand Valley, it's going to be important for PV because they're going to get Grand Valley's absolute best shot, and Grand Valley is coming back this year much faster than they were last year with a new look and a new defense, and PV is going to come with a bunch of young guys.
Yeah. I mean, Nate Boyarski's going to come, and he's going to want revenge. 32-19, that was a tight game. He's going to want something out of it. PV's just going to have to be ready to rock and roll. I think they got a good chance, but I think it's going to be a dogfight all the way through.
Anytime it's a rivalry, it's a rivalry game, and if you throw a trophy on there, you throw records out the window because each team's going to get their best shot, and that's how it's going to go. Yep. And then we're going to go all the way into October when the October 7th they're going to face off against Conneaut.
That's not a usual game for them.
No, so that's somebody that they add on to this year. Conneaut making their move into the CVC this year. From that Pennsylvania conference. I think this is a matchup between Conneaut and PV that you're going to see for years to come. You could really call this what it would be, the battle for Route 7?
Yeah, you could probably go that route if you wanted to. You could, but I mean, what I think is that it's going to be a battle for who can run the ball the most.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
can you stop Zach Rice?
Can you stop Zach Rice? And can Conneaut stop? I'm going with it. Can Conneaut stop the PV3?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But PV, their defense is just it's crazy. It's the numbers that they put up last year. It's coming again this year. With Conneaut not looking, in my opinion, to throw that much this year, you might not see 3 interceptions in one game at all. But
you are
I
going
think you're
to
going to see a hard-hitting, hard-fought game between these two in-county teams. My favorite games to cover.
Yeah, you are going to have a game where it is going to be a hard-nosed defense going against a typically, and this is what we think we're going to see. For all we know, this game could go out there and Conneaut could throw the ball 85 times.
Right.
Yeah. If that happens, I don't know what's going on out there. I'll have to see, but that could happen. But from what we're thinking we're going to see, which is just a whole bunch of Zach Rice, this matchup could be phenomenal because it could be one of the best running backs, if not the best running back in the county, versus one of the best defenses in the county.
I liken it to, I know you've watched it, the video I think it's on YouTube, where the two boxers just continuously punch each other.
Yes.
Until someone collapses.
That's it. It's going to be a heavyweight brawl.
Right. It's going to be a brawl. I think it's going to be a really fun, close matchup between those two. I'm circling that one on my calendar, my personal calendar.
And that's one of those ones we're going to cover.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. That's
I should know that,
baby.
But
that's
going
to be right here on 440 and Goal. You can bet that.
Most of the time, Sammy lets me know on about Thursday, about midnight, where I got to be.
Got to keep you on your toes, my boy.
Oh, I'm going to fight you. If anyone says my boy to me, there's going to be problems. No. But, all right. So that is the 4 to watch, 440 and Goal. Going to this, right? Am I going too fast? Tell me
No,
if I'm
no,
going
you're
too
good.
fast.
No, you're
Yeah.
good. So, coming up this Sunday, you're going to want to get to Lakeside High School at 2 o'clock.
Yep.
It's going to be the second annual Ashtabula County Volleyball Preview. We're going to have Ashtabula County high school volleyball players all playing against each other. It's just going to be a great day. I'm really, really looking forward to this. The girls do a great job. They work hard. They deserve the flowers before the season starts.
Yeah.
Let's go out and support them to the best of our ability. $5 admission at the gate. We will have some programs that you'll be able to purchase for $5. I'm not sure about T-shirts and stuff. We may put together a design that you'll be able to order. If you can order, it's going to be right here at Made in Ohio.
Yep.
So we'll get it out so you know it's going to be high quality. But I'm really, really looking forward to that. And then, Ryan, what happens next week? I feel like something important.
I don't know. I quit for 4 on goal. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, football. That's just what it is. I mean, football starting Thursday night, Friday night, or Conneaut and Jefferson on Thursday night, correct?
Wednesday night extravaganza show.
Well, that too.
All right.
So you could have told me that I was
I'm
wrong
just-
before I
was just
went
talking
over
about
into that.
football, but next week,
Yeah.
here's what you get to look forward to. It's time for us to take either our fantasy team, but we definitely got to get our all-county
County. Oh,
preseason
yeah.
team
I
out
did
there.
know that, yeah.
So you're not going to want to miss that show next week, as we are going to pick Ashtabula's all-county preseason quarterback, running backs, wide receivers, defensive backs, linebackers, defensive linemen,
O-linemen.
and the Hogs.
Yeah, the Hogs. Yeah, no, it's going to be fun. We do have a list kind of pre-done already.
It's done.
I think it's all done.
It's done.
But Sammy told me the other night it wasn't. But, he's probably making some changes, and I don't know about it. Whatever. That's just the way it rolls. But, yeah, so next Wednesday, the extravaganza, releasing that out so all the kids could see it. Some fantasy football by that time, too, as well.
Yeah, this year's fantasy football may be a little bit different because
Stay tuned for that one. 'Cause
We might
don't
be
know.
adding some volleyball players. in
Might.
there.
We'll see how that one rolls. And then, obviously Thursday night kickoff, Friday night kickoff. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be covering Conneaut and Jefferson on Thursday.
Nope.
I'm sorry.
Conneaut and Edgewood on Thursday.
Thursday.
Jefferson Grand Valley on Friday.
Yeah, so I did know it. I mean, if I could have had one
But
more
Wednesday,
chance
it's
at
going
it,
to be
it
right
would've been
here,
right.
the
Yeah.
Made in Ohio big-time review show. Can't wait till Wednesday. And I don't know. Listen, we might have one of these guys pick a couple games.
Yep. I don't think it's a think. I think it's an is.
I don't know.
Oh.
They might get dressed up. You never know. It could look like Always Sunny in Philadelphia here. Yeah, I don't know.
All right, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way, anytime we go live, you can get that information. If you're over on Facebook, share the stream, like the stream, we'll go with that right now. Share the stream, like the stream, follow. That's the word I'm looking for.
That's it. Follow, like, subscribe, and share.
And we've been doing a really good job of getting some stuff over on Instagram, just some recorded video, sending it out there. Hopefully that continues on for you guys. That way you can get it.
Got some
Especially
TikToks, too.
Tic Tacs.
The old TikToks.
Yeah,
and
whatever
don't forget
those
to
are.
go check out our brand new affiliate, or we're their affiliate, excuse me, but at www.ysnlive.com. As this football season comes in, the partnership shall commence.
Right.
Autobots, load up.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Look forward to catching you guys next week. Look for some stuff over the weekend. You never know what pops up. So
See you soon.
bye-bye.